Kashmir alleged Sikh conversion charge. Was conversion not forced but willful?
एक मनमीत, एक धनमीत, दो बच्चियों का जबरन गन पॉइंट के ऊपर अगवा किया गया उनका निकाह पढ़ा गया।
कि ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है, धनमीत मैं हूँ। मेरा मसला आज का नहीं है। मैं 2012 में कन्वर्टेड हुई हूँ। 2014 में मेरे निकाह हुए हैं मेरे बैचमेट मुजफ्फर के साथ, जो मेरी और उसकी रजामंदी से हुए हैं।
Were both girls of legal age? Nikah nama of remarried girl emerges. Is the second marriage now illegal? Did the Sikh community make decisions for adult women? What is the truth of the Kashmir Sikh conversion row?
Good evening, you're watching To The Point and I'm Preeti Chaudhary. So what is the truth of what happened exactly 3 days ago, viewers? Because there was massive furor, understandably so, because the charges were so very grave. You had politicians, you had Mr. Sirsa, you had other community members of the Sikh community in Srinagar up in arms, crying conversion, saying that 2 of their girls were forcibly picked up at gunpoint, abducted, forced to convert and forced to marry men who were 50-year-old with children. One of those girls were later, as per them, recovered, handed over by the parents to the parents, and then brought to Delhi and married within 24 hours to another Sikh man. What is the truth behind this? Because when the facts came out, they don't quite match up to the forced conversion theory.
28th June, a massive controversy, upsetting a delicately balanced communal harmony in a place that has been on tenterhooks, Kashmir. The charge was grave. Some members of the local Sikh community waged a morcha on what they called was jihad, love jihad, and forceful conversion. The morcha was led by Majinder Singh Sirsa, Akali Dal leader and president of the Delhi Sikh Gurudwara Management Committee, alleging abduction, forced nikah and conversion of Sikh girls forced into marrying old Muslim men. Evidence was presented in the form of one allegedly tortured girl, Manmeet, recovered from her abductors. The girl was brought to Delhi from Kashmir and quickly married off to a Sikh man. The recovery was successful and the community celebrated. A Sikh girl was saved until facts were revealed, contradicting the big charge of love jihad or forcible conversion. Protesting in Srinagar, Manjeet Singh Sirsa claimed,
एक मनमीत, एक धनमीत, दो बच्चियों का जबरन गन पॉइंट के ऊपर अगवा किया गया उनका निकाह पढ़ा गया।
Dhanmeet has since released a video claiming she was neither abducted nor did she convert or marry under duress.
बल्कि ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है, धनमीत मैं हूँ। मेरा मसला आज का नहीं है। मैं 2012 में कन्वर्टेड हुई हूँ। 2014 में मेरे निकाह हुए हैं मेरे बैचमेट मुजफ्फर के साथ, जो मेरी और उसकी रजामंदी से हुए हैं।
Manmeet, in her affidavit, has clearly stated she converted of her free will.
उनका निकाह पढ़ा गया और 50 साल के आदमी के साथ पढ़ा गया। कैसे इन्हें शर्म नहीं आई इस तरह का निकाह पढ़ते हुए एक नौजवान बच्चियों को अध बड़े लोगों के साथ, जिनके 10-10 बच्चे, उनके साथ शादी करते हुए।
Manmeet, who is 19-year-old, married Shahid, who is 28-year-old. He has never been married, has no children. Dhanmeet, who is 26-year-old, married a Muslim man who is 31-year-old. He was never married earlier, nor did he have any children.
उसके बाद कोर्ट के अंदर बच्चियों के माँ बाप तक को जाने नहीं दिया गया। हमारे नौजवानों ने जब जबरन वहाँ लोग इकट्ठे करके प्रोटेस्ट शुरू किया, तब रात को 10:30 बजे एक बेटी जो है कोर्ट में से निकालकर हमारे हवाले की गई, मनमीत कौर, और दूसरी बेटी को अभी भी हमारे पास नहीं दिया गया।
India Today visited Manmeet's house in Srinagar. It was locked. India Today learnt that Shahid Nazir was Manmeet's neighbor, frequented the family. Both were allegedly in love and married on the 5th June against her parents' wishes. The local Sikh community took offence to the interfaith marriage. As per local eyewitness accounts, Manmeet was dragged in a car by some Sikh youths when she was headed towards Srinagar court for registration of her marriage, and her husband Shahid Nazir was detained on charges of abduction and is still awaiting bail. Manmeet was later brought to Delhi and quickly married off to a Sikh man. However, her nikah-nama with Shahid is a legal document out in public domain, possibly making the second marriage illegal. The other girl allegedly abducted and forced into conversion, Dhanmeet, since gone underground, has released this video.
क्योंकि मैं अपनी मर्जी से कन्वर्टेड हुई हूँ और प्लीज़ मैं सबसे ये बोल रही हूँ कि ये 2 दिन और 3 दिन का मसला नहीं है, 2012 का मसला है. मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा है वो ये क्यों बोल रहे हैं गन पॉइंट पे रखा गया है. ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. मेरी हर स्टेटमेंट जो है वो मेरी रजामंदी से हुई है. मेरे को कोई दबाव किसी का नहीं था, किसी का.
Dhanmeet and her husband, fearing persecution, are untraceable. Both women, as per legal records, seem to have exercised free will. Questions now need to be asked of those who have made these very grave allegations of forced conversion. Allegations that could upset communal harmony. Allegations due to which a 29-year-old man is in jail. More so, have members of one community forcibly made decisions for adult women to the extent of remarrying one. With Arshad Wani, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, viewers. So what is the truth on what really went down? Because the charges, like I said, were grave. Number one, what was the charge? That both girls were abducted at gunpoint, forcibly converted and married. Both the girls, in their affidavit, have said, we converted of our own volition. One of them has since released a video. On the other hand, the other charge, which was that both of them were married to men who were 50 years older with children. Both of them were married to men 29 and 30 years of age. One of the girls, whose nikah-nama, her marriage certificate is now out in public as well, was taken and remarried in Delhi. Does that mean her second marriage was illegal? And in all of this, these are women of legal age. What about that? Did anybody really speak to them? I want to cut across to our guests. I have Jagmohan Singh Raina, Chairman, All Parties Sikh Coordination Committee. I have Sardar R.P. Singh, Spokesperson, BJP. Sardar R.P. Singh, sir, you took this very seriously. You have gone, you have met the Home Minister in this regard as well. You have taken this to the highest court. It was Mr. Sirsa who had made these charges. But when you break down the facts, sir, it's deeply troubling that both the girls seem to have converted of their own volition. One might not like it, one might be affronted with the reality, but these are girls of legal age.
Well, did you remember the Tua rape case? Asifa Banu, a small girl was raped and then brutally killed. Jammu police, DNK, Kashmir police didn't allow that investigation and didn't allow that complete judicial process to happen in Kashmir, in Jammu, sorry. They said that we don't have faith in the Jammu judges judiciary and we don't have faith in Jammu police, so please transfer this case. So I start with this. I have no faith in the system in Srinagar, although in Kashmir, especially in Srinagar, although it is headed by Lieutenant Governor appointed by the NDA government, the BJP government in the center. We'll appreciate that both these women should be brought to Delhi or to any other state, which is a neutral state, where they can give their statement with complete freedom.
So, Sardar R.P. Singh, sir, you're saying two things. You're saying, number one, that both these girls have lied on their affidavit. Number two, you're saying Dhanmeet, who is right now in hiding, has released a video that is also under duress. I ask you, sir, as a journalist, Manmeet, who was bought from Srinagar, right now is at Rakabganj Gurdwara, married to the second individual. That legality of that marriage is in question. Will you give me access to her? I'd like to interview her, sir.
Fine. That girl has come to Delhi. She was married in Srinagar only. Rakabganj, she has come only to the Gurdwara Sahib, but she was married in Gurdwara Sahib in Srinagar only.
Sir, there's a huge question on the legality of that marriage because her nikah-nama, which is a legal document, is now out in public knowledge.
Thank you. Can I just complete
please,
and allow me to complete, please? If marriage has to be challenged, then they can challenge that in Srinagar. And if you say girl has been now forcibly asked to marry second time, then girl can also come and say that I've been forcibly married. But girl is not saying so. She is saying other way around. But the fact is, why not bring a law like UP or Madhya Pradesh, which has been asked by Jathadar Akal Takht, the highest priest within the Sikh community, saying that similar laws should be brought in Jammu Kashmir, where when you convert a girl and marry a girl, parents' consent.
But sir, these girls are saying they were not converted. No, these girls are of legal age. Or are we assuming that they are being pressurized and coerced under duress?
There are evidence enough to prove that. That's why that girl has come all the way to Delhi with the husband whom she got married.
Sir, there is also evidence in the form of one of the girls releasing a video and saying that I am being hounded, I am being persecuted. While Manmeet has also, the girl you are talking about, has put it on her affidavit that I converted of free will.
Thank you. That's why I said, I reminded you of a case of Afisa Bano, where no one in Srinagar had faith in Jammu. We were saying, they didn't have faith in Jammu itself. We don't have faith in Srinagar, Jammu, Kashmir, both. We are saying, bring those girls out. Now those girls are out here. Why don't you send your cameraman and
Sir, I'm happy to come. Sir, when can I come and interview the girl who's right now at Rakabganj Gurdwara? I'm sure you can organize this interview. When can I do it?
Is it to me? Sorry,
Mr. Singh, you can't hear me. It's an opportune time, sir, but I'm going to pose that question back to you. Do stay with me. I want to bring it.
There's some problem. Get it checked, please. Sorry,
I will get it checked, sir. So, yeah, I'll ask a production team to check the audio with you. But I want to go across to Jagmohan Singh Raina, Chairman, All Parties Sikh Coordination Committee. Mr. Raina, you are from the Valley. Can you please throw light on what is going on? You're part of the Sikh community, sir. Would you think that these two girls have spoken out of duress because they were coerced, forced, under gunpoint, made to convert, made to marry?
Look, I must tell you one thing. The Kashmir is a very sensitive place where everything is observed by each and every person within the nation and outside the nation. We have to see the sensitiveness of the issues. And in this case, we need a proper proof, and only then we can find out who is responsible and who is not responsible. But whatever has happened, it's very bad because it is intercaste marriage, whether it is a forced marriage or not forced marriage. But it needs a proper proof because both sides are telling this thing, and we are little reluctant to tell you everything because it is the politics now in Kashmir which people have started playing over it. We had many issues in the past Kashmir. We have been talking about the National Commission for Minority Act in Jammu and Kashmir. All over the country this act was there. We had been talking about the reservation of assembly segment. We had been talking about the Punjabi language. It has been withdrawn from the employment package has not been given to the Sikhs of Kashmir. We have these issues. But why are everyone is focusing this issue? And it needs a probe, and we want a probe in it. It is not that. It's a very simple thing to talk in Delhi. And people, those who are coming from outside can talk politics in Kashmir. But it's not easy. Each one of Kashmiri politicians is staying under the security. Why now this issue has been taken up? Because the Punjab elections are there. The UP elections are there. They want to play on our shoulders. They want to use gun on our shoulders. We will not allow this thing to happen in Kashmir at least. But I am asking that these all things can be probed. We want intercaste.
So basically you are saying that you are being exploited at this point of time for political gain.
Exactly, yes. What I mean. But,
all right.
But without probing, you can't allege anybody.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Right now, prima facie, all documents, all videos point out that the conversion wasn't forcible. But I'll bring in, I believe I have Mr. Singh back with us, RP Singh. RP Singh, sir, my second question was the charge which was made by various members who went on to say this was possible conversion. दोनों लड़कियों की शादी हुई है 50 के ऊपर लोगों के साथ जिनके बहुत सारे बच्चे हैं. Mr. Sirsa said it, many of your own party members in Jammu said it. The truth is, sir, 29-year-old, one of them, is married to Manmeet, who's now been remarried. Nikah Nama is out. He was 29, never married before, no children, said to be prima facie a love marriage. Case number 2, Dhanmeet married to her own batchmate, same age. That person was never married earlier, has no children.
Preeti, thank you. Let me reiterate what I said earlier, and that's the only answer. Why don't you send your correspondent? The girl is in Delhi. Why don't you send your correspondent and interview her and let her speak?
So when can I come? When will you give me access to her? Can I come tomorrow?
Can I complete? Can I complete? I'm sorry, I don't have. I don't have access to her. Your correspondent can reach out to Mr. Diana. Can probably help you for that, or whoever she's staying with. You can reach out to her. And if you want, I'll try to get you the number and then send you the number across surely by another 2 hours. And let me just track her out. But the issue is, let's talk to the girl herself. And I mean, why will a girl marry second time? If she was okay and happy with what happened the first time, it was with her consent, then why would she marry second time? If you were saying, I mean, if she has been married second time. So it means it was not with her consent. She was not happy with the marriage. Probably it was a forceful marriage.
Sir, okay, so her affidavit, she was coerced into saying that she married of a free will. It was love marriage. All eyewitness accounts suggest that they were neighbors. Manmeet and Shahid is that person who's right now in jail charged under abduction by the parents of Manmeet, were neighbors. They were in love is what most eyewitness accounts suggest. Maybe it could go with a deeper probe. What about the second video? Mr. Singh, what about the second video? If you're saying that this girl, why will this girl... Sir, why will this girl lie? You are saying, what about the second video of Dhanmeet? Why will that girl lie? That girl is saying that this is all politicized. I am in love with my husband.
I'll appreciate that the girl's statement should be taken in Delhi court without any duress under Section 164, and she should be told that she is under not any threat. So she will give a right statement. I told you, I referred you to the case of Kathua rape case. None of the Kashmiris believed in Jammu court. They said, we don't believe in Jammu legal system. They challenged the very legal system of Jammu Kashmir itself. And in their government, and it was Mahbooba Mufti's government.
Sir, that has no connection with these two girls, what they are saying. So prima facie, we have already decided that they are wrong. I'll ask you one quick question, sir, and I'll go to Mr. Jagmohan there. I'll ask you one quick question, sir. Why was this girl remarried in such a hurry? Her nikah nama is out in the open. Her marriage certificate is legal. You've remarried this girl. This second marriage is illegal. And who is the community to remarry this girl? She's 24. She's of legal age. Mrs. Singh, can you hear me, sir?
I can answer that.
Please.
So, anything in this case, because I told you this is a very sensitive place. Nothing can be said unless until it is probed properly. We demand immediate probe in the case, and besides that, we want to introduce Intercaste Marriage Act in Jammu and Kashmir and anti-conversion laws in J&K. This is what our main demand. Earlier, that's what I am earlier talking. We have been telling many things in Kashmir, but we are deprived of everything in Kashmir. Now this issue, after this issue, it's almost Kashmir has started burning. And
sir, why do you say Kashmir has started burning after this issue? Mr. Jagmohan, I want to ask you that.
Sikhs living in a minority in Kashmir, and now the people from different walks of life, from politics, they started playing politics on the issue. And it's a very sensitive, that's what I'm talking. Whether the girl, as the people say, she has been taken under gun. But I have seen personally one thing, that when the girl was taken to court, my boys were protesting outside the court, and her mother and father was sitting outside the court. When I went at the 8:30 p.m. there, I saw nobody was listening there. You tell us to come in and plead your case in the court, and some people from the police department also.
Okay.
They facilitated, and in fact they manipulated people who were around that place.
Okay.
And that's why my young boys were protesting in front of gate.
Okay.
That
all right.
This is not properly done in a state. But when I asked my people in the administration and police, after only that, they handed our girl to us, and we have taken the girl that time and given to the parents.
All right. Okay. Well, appreciate you both gentlemen for joining us. Mr. Singh, I want to, we're going to continue and put the focus on this. Appreciate you both for joining us. Yes, does it need a larger probe? Yes, it does need a larger probe. But before we already proclaimed conversion, forceful conversion, maybe one should have looked into the facts, because prima facie, the facts point out, at least till now, prima facie, the facts point out to the issue that these girls converted. Yes, they did, but willfully. At least that is what it suggests. A quick break. Up next is Rahul Kamal.